The Mayan civilization had a mysterious end. For some unknown reason, their cities were all abandoned, and by 900 AD, they were no more. Near the end of their civilization, there were reports of widespread cannibalism, and bones found around Mayan cities showed signs of being ripped violently from their sockets, with flesh being eaten off of them. Evidence has been found of children eating their parents and entire villages devouring themselves within a matter of days. Some people believe that the Mayans were destroyed by zombies. Oh shit, that's some crazy stuff, yeah? Zombies are pretty cool, huh? You want to learn more about them? Yeah? Part 1. Let's learn about zombies. Zombie is a term hailing from Haitian folklore meaning reanimated corpse. The zombie was, however, not a brain-eating monster, but a slave. Bokors, priests practicing voodoo and black magic, would orally administer coup padre, a mixture mainly consisting of tetrodotoxin, a potent neurotoxin gotten from the poison released by porcupine fish, to their victims. The victims' heart rate and body temperature would drop drastically, and their breathing would become incredibly faint, prompting their relatives to assume death and bury them. The Bokor would then go to their grave and exhume the still living victim. At that point, however, while their body is still in pristine condition, their mind has been removed, and so they become mindless drones, slaves to the Bokor. The victim will remain under the Bokor's control until either they digest salt or their Bokor dies. But Mr. Teacher, isn't the only way to kill zombies to destroy their brain? If they're just regular old dudes, how come they don't just die from like dermatitis or something? Well, my disrespectful interrupting student, dermatitis is just another word for the common rash, so no, they wouldn't die from that. They could, however, die from anything that would kill a normal person, as they are just a normal person themselves. But the brain thing is a common misconception. Corpses, thought to be zombies, were found decapitated with their brains removed, leading to the belief that to kill a zombie, the brain needs to be either destroyed or removed from the body. Stories of zombies attacking and biting people were circulated around, but there was never any evidence that it was actually zombies, as unless specifically dictated to do so by a Bokor, zombie would have no reason to attack anyone. Although zombies were not dangerous, fear spread, and misconceptions, such as them rising from their graves on their own, became common. Rocks were placed on fresh graves to keep the dead in place. This practice is still in place today and is known as greve. We here in Papa Trump's house just call them gravestones. In addition to keeping the big greens as slaves, the Bokors would sometimes capture the souls of the zombies and seal them inside a specially decorated bottle to be kept for healing and luck. This was known as a zombie astral. The importance of the zombie astral was unclear, as every account of them seems to be different from the last. Some say that the astral is an optional thing that the Bokor can create if he wishes, while others say that the astral is mandatory and that the Bokor has to have it in order to control a zombie. This is why the term zombie means reanimated corpse, as some interpretations say that the zombie has to be killed and have their soul removed before they can become a zombie. While on the topic of that, everything about the origin of zombies seems to be different based on what source you get the information from. That's curious. Part 2. Why everything about the origin of zombies seems to be different based on what source you get the information from. Now that's a hard question to answer. The whole idea of a zombie originated in 1503 when the first Africans were brought to Hispaniola as slaves, and fell out of relevancy in 1801 when Toussaint invaded eastern Hispaniola and captured Santo Domingo, declaring freedom for all slaves. Could there possibly be a connection between slaves and zombies? Once the idea of a zombie was no longer real to the people of Haiti, its prominence in literature and other such mediums plummeted. Considering that Haiti before 1801 was a land full of uneducated slaves playing in the mud, with Spaniards looking down over them, stroking their exquisitely styled mustaches, we can assume there wasn't much zombie literature back then either. Do you see where I'm going with this? There's basically no info on zombies. We know that the Haitians believe that they were a thing at some point, and we know the traditions surrounding voodoo in Haiti, so add those two together and you have a mound of educated guesses and approximations. Naturally, many of these guesses turned out quite a bit different from each other. And to segue back to astrals, this is the cause of the lack of clarity in regards to their importance. The only thing that all the various versions seem to agree on is that God eventually reclaims all zombie souls, and so the astral is only temporary. Part 3. When you were talking about slavery, Sonic popped up. What was up with that? Well, if you go to the Wikipedia article for Sonic Boom animated series, and then click on the common chimpanzee, and then on behavioral modernity, and then scroll to the bottom, symbolism. The zombie is widely believed to symbolize the enslavement of Africans by the Spanish, which I already expounded upon in part 2. Okay, to be honest, I said everything I have to say about symbolism in part 2. I probably should move some of the stuff from part 2 to this part, but I already recorded the audio for part 2, so Part 4.
recap, and questions and answers. Where do zombies come from? Zombies created when a voodoo priest called the Bokor gives a human a mixture called coup padre. Alternatively, a zombie is created when a Bokor captures their soul as a zombie astral. Which one is correct depends on which interpretation you choose to follow. What is the zombie's historical background? The myth of the zombie first appeared when Africans were brought to Hispaniola as slaves by the Spanish in 1503 and started losing relevancy when Toussaint liberated them in 1801. Can zombies have kids? If its Bokor instructs it to do so, then absolutely. The child would be a human and not a zombie, however, as their soul would not be bound to the Bokor. Why do zombies exist? What is their purpose?
To serve their Bokor, like a slave serves its master. Because there's actually slaves. That's what it's symbolic for. I'm finally done recording. I can finally leave and see the sun. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh. I'm still sick though. Bye.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong.